Hello everybody and welcome to this guide and tutorial for the golden shot. Difficulty level is hard and I'm going to take you over 9 shots here in how to play this one in the best way possible. Once again, we're going to see a tough one for the golden shot, but before we start, do not forget to check out patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Link you can find in the video description down below. Check it out for training sessions and also text guide package. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, be a sub, hit that bell button, then you will get a notification every time there is a new live stream or maybe a new video. So let's press it in here for the golden shot. Take a look at, okay, we're going to play the Santa Ventura. This was hole number 6 in the last tournament for the Grid Iron tournament, and it is featured with a lot of weird bounce. So I'm gonna come to that a little bit later, as I've been playing this particular hole from all types of options, and I've decided to go with one, and we're gonna come of course to that as well. So before we take the video up, I'm going to play my golden long iron, and instead of playing this one in a +10 over adjustment, which is normal for normal tour play, then I play this one maximum distance with a 20% over adjustment. So we're playing it downhill and the wind is going to be affecting the ball a little bit more than normal. And if you do not understand, or maybe don't ignore that first sentence, then you can play just 1.6 per ring is equally the thing that stands before with the maximum distance with a 20% over adjustment. So it's not 20% over adjustment plus 1.6 per ring. It's like it's either 1.6 per ring or maximum distance plus 20% over adjustment. So okay, we're gonna first start and take a look at, we're gonna go in here, we're gonna take a look at the chests that we are able to win. And we're gonna see here, as we do have the obsidian chest for the golden, for the hole-in-one. We do have the amber chest for the yellow one, the crimson chest for the red one, aqua chest for the light blue one, and cobalt chest for the dark blue one. And we are able to win berserkers. Berserkers comes very handy in not that much in tour play though, but in tournament, especially when we do need to drive very far and use in the wind. Golden long iron has an accuracy of 66, and we do have the golden ball that has side spin 2 and a power 1. So landing position, so important. I'm going to take that one up here, and we're gonna take this one away. So we do have the landing position here, as you can see. I'm going to play the right side in all the shots in the video except for the first one, and I'm going to come to why soon. The blue ring just by the rough there on the right, you can see it perfectly aligned with the rough on the right, with having half of the white ring inside the bunker on the left, with like the bottom of the white ring just like in the beginning of where the bunker starts. That is a reference that you're going to play with any type of wind. So that is the spot that we're going to look for. Of course, if you're slightly off, then the bounce is going to be different, and therefore you might going to see a different result. And that is why this one is so tough. I'm going to come back to the landing position in the end, and I think we're going to just get started with the video here. So let's go, shot number 1, and now you can see me going in the middle. That was the first thing that I did try, both in tailwind, crosswind, and headwind. The thing that I found there is that like 50% of the time I got the glitch, which I mean with the ball just rolling not off the green, but rolling way too hot, and there was no way in any way for me to say to you, okay, this amount of spin, etc., because the result could be different, and even if you were using the same type of spin, and I would never want to suggest a shot like that. But you can see this is a result that gets okay with the roll here, just slightly to the left, but that is not the gameplay that I do want you, that is not the advice that I do want to get, because I never want to give you an advice that I'm hoping that you're going to get the correct roll. So we're going to stay away from the middle. Sure, if you want to play that, do that, but I'm going to focus on the right side. 7.2 in slight crosswind, but more so headwind. And I'm gonna see here, we're going to line up with the blue ring just by the rough there on the side. I'm going to use 3 bars of side spin and a touch of a touch of top spin. And now remember, I'm going to take that up as well. 1.6 per ring, which is going to give me 4.9 rings. And then we're going to, of course, focus, and we need to hit the perfect shot. I'm not going to go with any curl, just going to use the slope. You can see here we're coming in with a fairly good distance, but coming in more to the right than we wanted to. Distance wise, perfect, but coming in more to the right. So the thing that tells us there is that we do need to use a little bit more side spin to the left. We did get one of the chests though, which is good. And as always, when I do talk here in the video, I talk you over my shots, and then we're going to summarize it in the end. Now we do have headwind, but from the other direction. Then the slope is going to act a little bit differently, because we're having wind like towards the pin, even though it's going to be more headwind. And many of the times in this situation, we don't want to use much side spin at all to the left. So I'm going to take a smidge of top spin and 2 bars of side spin here with the same type of landing position blue ring by the rough as well. So now you can see I'm adjusting from the other side. I'm taking the ball in the middle and dragging upwards to get my rings. The reason I do that is if you turn the screen around, it's going to be very weird for you to get that one right. So we're getting it up here, very nice shot again, but still a little bit too much to the right. So basically we need to add for the first try, which we had a little bit like we have only 3 bars of side spin. We needed to have at least 4 or maybe even max in that case. And also in this suggestion we would be good with adding 1 bar more. So now we do have a different wind, which is slight tailwind with a crosswind right to left. And I would say this one is the toughest wind to adjust for. I'm not going to play any side spin to the left, because the push from the slope there combined with the wind is going to be enough for us. So now I'm just going to apply 2 bars of backspin, and once again I turn the screen around to the other direction because it gets it easier for me to adjust. And we adjusted 5 rings, hit it perfect. Look now at the bounce here. We are going to get in here to bounce, and we're getting it very, very nicely coming in. And sure, we could use a touch of left side spin, or we could use a slightly less backspin. But that's just minor things. It's something that we, in the end, we need to kind of get a little bit lucky there to get it in the hole. Now we do have straight headwind. Sure, slightly pointed to the left, but I would say that is almost like not even there. And we're going to line up at the same spot once again. And you can see here now I'm using a touch of top spin and only 1 bar of side spin, which I kind of need to question now. And that's good that I'm actually going to change, even though it's not going to be a big change. It's going to be 2 bars of side spin with a half a bar of overpower. Oh my god, why I say overpower? Top spin I meant. Like, we're not using overpower at any point. Had to rush it a little bit. We hit it great. Gonna get it to bounce. We're gonna come up here, get in a hole. Oh, so close. So close. And with more straight wind here, we basically can use the slope in a different way than if we would be having wind to another direction. And that's what makes this shot these shots so hard to judge. But we're going to summarize it in the end there. Good amount of berserkers, very close to the hole-in-one. Once again, we do have some headwind, but now we do have a little bit, at least as we can see, crosswind to the right. So now we're going to go max side spin. So I'm changing a little bit there as well, with also just a smidge of top spin. So you can see I'm still tweaking to get the adjustments completely right, because it doesn't really matter if we're straight at the pin, if we go short or we go long, and it doesn't really matter if we do get the same type of same distance as we want, but we go more to the right or more to the left. We need to try to get this one completely dialed in with any type of wind. So we get it up here, it comes in nicely, but comes in a little bit hot, and I would say that we do need to stay away from topspin. If we're not having just straight headwind, then we need to try to stay away there. Also, in this case, when we do have max side spin, the topspin is going to help push a little bit further. So if we would be playing this one without any topspin, then we would be needed to use a slightly less side spin, because those goes together there. So 2 bars of a backspin. We're not going to have any side spin whatsoever. Once again, right to left wind, we're not going to have any side spin whatsoever. Get it out there to the side with adjustment of 1.6 per ring. We get it to bounce, coming up here very nicely, going straight at the pin, but go a little bit short. Oh, that one was actually a nice shot there, but the one that is there, we just need to take off a little bit of the backspin, 1.5 bar, we would be golden in that way. So now we do have some straight tailwind, and this is the first tailwind shot, and tailwind does affect differently, as we're going to get an extended ball guideline, which means that we do need to use both side spin and backspin to compensate for that, but that's going to be tricky. So I'm going to, in this case, go with 3 bars of side spin and 1 bar of backspin. Even though it seems weird, I think this is going to be the best approach with tailwind, and we slightly have to change depending on the angle of the wind, of course. So hit it perfect, get it to bounce, coming in here nicely, but you can see here now in tailwind we do miss a little bit, so I would say go with 1.5 bar backspin, because the backspin in that case will help the ball to just basically not stop, but will get a shorter first bounce, which means that it's going to also cut in more to the left sooner. And that is the tricky part, because in our mind there it could tell us like, okay, we maybe should be playing this one with more side spin, but we still came in hot, so that wouldn't make any difference for us. So then we will need to apply a little bit of backspin instead, so get the ball to cut in more there. So 6.3, we do have max side spin to the left. It's very important when we have this absolute straight wind. Get it to bounce here, coming in, get in the hole. Oh, so close, and we just get out to the red ring as well. So a little bit unlucky there. Would be lovely to get the yellow one, but that was a nice shot, and I think that going left to right, just straight crosswind or with a slight headwind, oh my god, then we're going to go without any side spin. So once again everyone, this was 9 shots, and we started off with 1 shot that was in the middle. And once again, I'm going to say this now, it might going to work for you playing this in the middle, but the problem is the inconsistency with the roll that gets on the green. So sometimes it's going to work, sometimes it's not going to work, and that is the reason why I decided to move my target from middle to the right. If I would be playing this type of shot, this hole in the tournament, I would advise you to play in the center every single time, because it doesn't really matter if we go a little bit long or I go a little bit short, we would still make the birdie. But in this case, we need to get close every single time with every single shot that we're having. At least we need to have the base and the guidelines to do so from the beginning. The left side, you maybe wonder, why don't we play there? The reason for that is that the long iron is not having the best position from that end. We do need the slope on the right side to push us into the right. Have I tried play the left side in the golden shot? Yes, I've tried that as well, and I played around 10 shots from the left, 10 shots from the middle before I decided to play on the right, and yes, I buy my own shots. So once again, we're going to summarize it here in the end. Golden long iron, 1.6 per ring, or equally like maximum distance with a 20% over adjustment. We're going to take a look at the landing position once again. We do have the blue ring just by the rough on the right, with half of the white ring inside the rough on the left, with the bottom of the white ring like almost aligned with the bottom of the bunker you can see on the left, slightly inside. Then we're going to come to the different type of wind here. If we do have headwind, then we're going to have to go with no backspin. We're going to go with a slight topspin, not much at all. Then we're going to go with 3 to 4 bars of side spin to the left. If we do have then a little bit to the side, if we would be having a left to right headwind, then like more headwind than we do have crosswind, then I would in that case be going with as much as no bars of topspin. I would be going with 4 bars of side spin to the left, so not max, just 4 bars. And then when we do have from the other direction, I would be going with like 2 to 3 bars of side spin to the left with no top spin there either. If we do have crosswind left to right, I would be going max side spin left, and then I would be going with no top spin, no back spin. We're just going to let it roll. If we do have wind other direction, then I'm not going to go with any side spin, but I'm going to go with 1.5 bar back spin instead. Tailwind, then we'll go with 1.5 bar back spin, and we're going to go with 3 to 3.5 bar side spin to the left. This is a tricky one for the golden shot. Definitely possible to get some good goodies in here. Very close to a hole-in-one. Would have been lovely to get them. Once again, if you do have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. And also do not forget to subscribe to the channel and check out patreon.com/golfclashtommy. For you that want to watch the golden shot for medium, you're going to find the link for that in the video description down below as well. So thank you so much everyone for watching, and good luck in the golden shot.